"Your battalion is dead because of you, Captain Jane." The words echoed through the concrete hallway of Fort Leavenworth Military Prison in Kansas, just as the guards slammed the metal cell doors shut in front of Leslie Jane, a battle-hardened U.S. Army officer who only a month earlier had commanded an elite Ranger battalion in Syria. Military news channels were already calling her the woman who lost her battalion, while generals in Washington quietly labeled the mission a complete disaster. According to the official story, Leslie had led her men into a deadly trap near the Syrian city of al-Shaddadi, where the entire battalion vanished without a trace, and she was the only soldier who came back alive. That was why she now sat inside a freezing prison cell under constant military police surveillance, while officers prepared a tribunal that could destroy her career forever. But Leslie stayed silent. She didn't defend herself, didn't ask for a lawyer, and never explained why, during the final moments of the mission, she had ordered every soldier in her convoy to shut off their radios before disappearing into the desert. Other prisoners whispered that she had gone insane after the war, until one night the prison suddenly lost power. Alarms began flashing, and every security monitor inside the facility switched to a live video feed from the Syrian desert. On the screens stood the soldiers of Leslie's dead battalion, alive, armed, and hiding deep in the mountains beside dozens of rescued American hostages the Pentagon didn't even know existed. And in that exact moment, the prison commander realized the horrifying truth. Leslie Jane had not lost her battalion. She had vanished with them on purpose to carry out a secret operation so dangerous that even U.S. generals were never supposed to know it existed. The next morning, black, unmarked SUVs arrived at Fort Leavenworth, and the entire prison was immediately placed under full lockdown. The same generals who had called Leslie Jane a disgrace to the Army the day before were now pacing nervously through the corridors because the desert footage had changed everything. It turned out that during the operation near al-Shaddadi, Captain Leslie intercepted classified communications about American hostages being held for years inside an underground compound controlled not only by terrorists but also by corrupt U.S. military contractors. Leslie realized the information had already leaked inside the Pentagon itself, meaning she could trust absolutely no one. That was why she ordered her battalion to officially disappear, cut all communications, and move into the mountains, where her soldiers spent 3 weeks fighting a hidden war while rescuing hostages and gathering evidence of a massive government conspiracy. But while they risked their lives in the desert, powerful people in Washington deliberately turned Leslie into the scapegoat in order to bury the truth forever. When the door to her prison cell finally opened, the prison commander stood at attention while several Delta Force operators waited silently behind him. One of the generals tried to speak first, but Leslie stopped him with a cold stare and quietly said, "My people are still out there." 1 hour later, she was already sitting inside a military helicopter flying over the Nevada desert at night, while the same soldiers who had called her a traitor now looked at her like she was a living legend. And none of them yet realized that the real war for Captain Leslie Jane was only beginning.